Hello, welcome back to Highlight Crafts. Welcome to our final live hour of the day here on Friday. Yeah, can you believe it? Friday already. This week has absolutely flown by and we have got a fantastic hour lined up with, would you believe it, a brand new launch. Now this was actually meant to launch tomorrow, believe it or not, but we were so excited about it we decided to pull it forward a day so we could share this with you a little bit earlier and then give you even more inspiration and education tomorrow throughout our shows. And it's all about making your own molds, which is just super exciting. I know so many of you at home love using your molds. Well, now we're giving you the opportunity to actually make your own molds using perhaps articles that you've salvaged from around the house, using things like your stamps and all those items that you might already have around your home in your stash and turning them all into molds. It's a super cool technique. We'll be diving straight into demonstration in just a few minutes time, but before we do that, I will just give you a little bit of a reminder as to how easy it is to shop here on our live shopping shows at Highlight Crafts. Now, there are a few different ways that you can watch our shows. You might be watching on Facebook, Instagram, on our YouTube or our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. Now, if you're watching over on Facebook or Instagram, you can actually watch and shop at the same time. So all you need to do is just look out as we go through all these products. Every single one will have an item code attached to it. You can see, for example, on your screen there, we've got shop make. All you do into that comments box is type the word shop, followed by whatever that item code is. So shop make is that main item, that kit that's going to allow you to make your own molds. Type that into that comments box. And then all that will happen is we will send you a message directly into your inbox. Now on that message, it will have a link. If you click that link, it'll take you over to our website. You'll then see that item or items will be ready and waiting for you. We'll have built you that shopping basket already for it to be checked out. But before you check out, please do first of all have a little look around the website. There's tons on there to explore, lots of goodies, lots of discounts as well to be had. So have a little peruse of the website and see if there's anything else you might want to add to your basket before you get it checked out. And then the second part is really important. If you're not already a club or a member of our club Highlight, please do make sure you join up and join our club. It is free to join. There's no subscription, no fee whatsoever, and you're going to get savings on every single purchase you make. Not just your first order, not just full price items, but every order you'll be making a minimum of 5% saving, which is just fabulous. You'll also get free postage and packaging on our orders of £35 or more, and you'll be earning points on every single purchase you make. And those points you can actually be redeeming against future purchases to get your money off. If you're already a member though, just make sure you're logged in and then you can check those baskets out. Now, if you do prefer to watch on the website, which I know plenty of you do, you can still shop that way as well. You'll see next to that video, that show that you're watching, all those products will be appearing on there. Add whichever ones you want to go for to your basket, get yourself logged in, and then you can check those baskets out. It could not be much simpler. It is brilliant. And of course, if you want notifications every time we go live, just type the word live into that comments box. And let us know that you're there. Let us know that you are watching this afternoon. And let us know as well if you're as excited as we are about this fabulous brand new concept. Now, we will run through all the details of our bundle. That main collection is already on your screens there. It's shop make. It's that make your own mold material. It's less than £50 and even better saving if you are in our club as well. But I think we ought to see this in action, because once you see how easy and fabulous this is to work with, I think you'll be adding this to your basket. So David's here, he's all gloved up ready. He is ready for action and he's super excited. David, I cannot wait to see this in action.
Oh my goodness, everybody, you are going to love this so much. I've been having so much fun. I've been grabbing my trinkets, my treasures, and we're also going to be giving away during this show one of the silicone molds that I've made.
How
I know.
exciting.
So you will receive this at home, plus you'll be able to get the casting that I decorate as well. So you need to make sure to join in with that. We'll share the code for that one with you in just a few minutes time. But this is make your own silicone molds. Now, silicone molds have become a huge part of our range here at Highlight Crafts. We have delved into candle molds, resin molds, ones for soap making.
Yeah.
Well, all of those can be utilized with what we're going to show you. Now, the product itself comes in 2 bottles, okay? It's part 1 and part 2, or part A and part B. As simple as that. No complications. You mix equal quantities with one another and it creates silicone, okay? It creates a silicone mold. Now, all that you need on top of that is an old takeaway tray. You can use cling film. I'm going to show you how to make a mold with cling film, or you can make one yourself from construction acetate.
Oh, wow.
So if you've got construction acetate, fold it together, put some red liner tape around the corners or some of your DIY Dr. tape and make your very own tray, and you can make your own molds for whatever you want. But let's show you before we mix it some demolding, shall we? Because it's so exciting.
This is amazing.
So this here is a little treasure that I picked up from a charity shop. It's just a little antique frame. It's a little gilded frame. It's got some form of paint finish on there. It's got a little glass panel in there as well. Now, I loved this. I really did. And I always did think I would like more of it. I'd like about 10 of them all together in the wall in one space, or to put loads in one big frame. Well, now you can do this because I made a mold from it.
Oh,
now, granted, when I made this at the first time, I didn't think it through initially because I was a bit too excited. But in this space in the corners of this mold here, I could have also put other embellishments there. I could have put buttons, tags. I could have put some of my embellishments from my messy drawer in there, but I didn't, okay? I just went straight in for it and wanted to make the mold. So I'm going to show you what this is like. So I'm going to tell you how to make all of it. I'm going to talk you through the entire process, but look at this. Decasting it is so easy, okay? Take it out of here. There we are. This is so satisfying to do, I can't even tell you.
Wow.
Look at this, as it comes out, all pops out, and we have made an exact replica of this frame, but with resin from our silicone mold. So this here is my epoxy resin. Poured some of that in there, we've got it for you. You can get, of course, your epoxy resin on the website, but I've then made a complete replica of this frame, and then you've got unlimited amounts of that element because you're making your own version of it. So this here is the original, this one's a replica. It is identical.
It really is.
It's so, so fun to do. Another one for you here as well. So this here is a plaster cast that I had from Cadence. I loved it so much. I've painted this about 30 times. It's been gessoed and gilded. It's been gilded then gessoed. It's been painted then metallic. It's been marble sprayed then sanded. So I thought it was probably about time that I actually made another one of this. So I set it again into literally this pot, okay? It went in here. So I set it down just like that inside. I used some red liner tape to stick it to the bottom, filled it up with silicone, which then looked like this, okay? I then let it cure, took the mold out, and then filled it again with resin, and look at this. You're making your very own frames. It's bonkers. It is absolutely fabulous. So some of them just want a little bit of teasing. There we are, to pop the birds out like this. Get his tail out of there, and look at that. I've now made an exact replica of that frame.
Wow.
It's so good. And then, of course, you can tint your resins if you want to, and then you can paint them, gild them, do whatever you want. But this is by far well, it's my favourite. It's the most exciting product to work with.
It's incredible.
The fact that you may have got an heirloom, a brooch, a family favourite, a Christmas decoration, a bauble, it could be a cabochon, a piece of jewellery.
Yeah.
You can use it with all of this and do reproductions of all of those items. I've got some really exciting ones as well to demold here for you as well. I've even been making them in paper cups.
Oh, wow.
It's as easy as that. Get yourself some paper cups, make moulds inside paper cups. But this is full of stamps. In fact, let's demold it now.
Yeah. Question then. So,
Okay.
so we were basically creating like silicone molds, right?
Yeah, we are.
So we can use them time and time again. So once we've made them, we've got them, right?
Well, once you've made them, they're there forever. Which means that if you've got an embellishment, you don't just have to be frugal and use it once.
Yeah.
Of course, if it's an embellishment that you're using that is an image from a children's film or a character that's licensed, you want to make sure you're not making and selling for something like that, just to clear that off, okay? Then it would be for personal use. If you're doing something like that, it wouldn't be something that we would be suggesting to make and sell with. But of course, if the particular item, like this one here, it's just a frame. It's just a frame. There's no markings on there. It is just a little frame. Goodness me, I don't know how old it is, but I can then reproduce this and use it for my crafts.
Wow,
so
that
then
is brilliant.
I can get canvases, stick it on there. So this is an acetate, construction acetate box, okay? I literally got it and scored it in 2 like tram tracks both ways to make a real simple box. You make things like this out of wax paper for like baking brownies.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Let's start to peel it out. Okay, starting from the top. Oh my goodness.
Can I just let you guys at home know, I know we're only not even 10 minutes into the show, this main bundle, Shop Make, which is giving you the materials you need to make your own moulds, 10% of that stock has already gone. We've even got shows planned for tomorrow. So if you want to go for this one, you're going to have to be quick. Oh, wow.
We have made a mould out of our stamps. Look at that. Which means we can now take castings of our stamps.
Oh, that's brilliant.
How amazing is this? Now, I set this one. It takes 6 hours to set. I set this one probably about 7 hours ago. It's pretty much just set, but I can't cast in it just yet. I've got to leave it to fully cure. But oh my goodness, it is absolutely incredible. You're going to love this so much. Right, okay, I think we should probably make one, shouldn't we?
I think we probably should, yeah, absolutely.
I've just realised I don't have any blue roll. Have you got any tissue or any wipes under there that I can steal? Is that okay? Yoo-hoo!
Oh,
thank you very much. Just to have on standby in case we need it. Now, one thing you may notice straight away is, yes, I am wearing gloves, okay? Now, when you're working with silicone, you want to make sure that it's vinyl gloves that you're wearing and not latex ones. They can inhibit and slightly affect the consistency and react with the silicone if you're working with it. Now, the silicone here today that we're working with, it is non-toxic. It's got literally no odour to it either. So you're completely good and safe to go, but we always would suggest, and of course the brand suggests, to wear vinyl gloves when you're crafting with this. A few little things and details about this as well. When you're mixing it, so you're mixing it in a cup, it's equal ratios together. You've got about a 40-minute working time. So a cup of silicone pre-mix will last 40 minutes before you pour it, okay? So it's got a long working time if you've got loads of moulds that you're gonna be making. Also as well, at room temperature, it cures within 6 hours. Some of them I have demolded early and they've been fine. And then there's also an oven curing process for this as well. So when you've demolded, you want to cure it in the oven as well. And it suggests 4 hours at 65 degrees. Now, initially, I didn't do that and I've been absolutely fine.
Okay, good to know.
I hadn't done that. I just went in with resin. But if you're going to be using it for things like food crafts, because it is food safe as well, it's a food grade silicone. If you're going to be using it for fondant, icings and baking, it will tolerate temperatures up to 200 degrees.
Oh gosh.
But you do want to oven cure it because what it will do is it will evaporate any of the alcohols that can excrete and leach out of the silicone, which is non-toxic to all of these craft projects. But if you're doing food crafts, you will need to oven cure it, okay? Just to let you know that that's really important that you do that, okay? And all you do is mix it for 3 minutes. Okay, so let's get mixing.
That's all?
That's all.
Wow,
I know.
okay.
It's so easy to work with. So I've got here, I'm going to make another one of these. I'm going to do it in a little cup, okay? So I've got another cup here, paper cup, and I've got my mixing cup. I'm going to get the weighing scale on, okay? Pop it on the scale. And we're going to start with, of course, A. Now, inside the pots, you do have the little bung in there as well. Straight from the pot, okay, you don't need to put anything inside here to stir it. You don't want to introduce anything into the pots. We're going to pour directly into our cup. I'm going to put around probably about 60 grams. Let's have a little look. Probably not even that, actually. Let's do a smaller mix for this one. I'm going to do 35, okay? We'll do 35 for this particular first one that we're going to do. Oh, I'm going to put a little bit more. I'm going to just make sure my scale's on a level surface. There we go. Oh, it's because it's got stuck on that little thing under there. There we are. And then what we're going to do is put in the same... Have you got a glass mat under there, Lily? I just realised this is slightly buckled under here and it's throwing my scale off a little bit. Is that all right?
Will that do?
Let's have a little look. Oh, perfect. That'd be brilliant. Thank you. Just want to make sure that I'm not playing with the measurement at all. Here we go. Right, okay, so 48 is what we're working with. That's fine. Now I need to know you need to put exactly 48 in of your part B. So back to 0 for this one. There we are. Take your bung out, and you're going to go in with 48 grams of part B for this. There we go. So start to pour this in, and you can see that part B is this solid green colour. Okay. Almost there. 43, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. So they want to be accurate 1 to 1. Okay. Pop the bung back on here. If you get anything on a mat, anything like that, just make sure to clean it up as you go. All right. Wipes down really, really easily, does this. So pop that in here. Lid thread straight on there. Then we want to mix it for 3 minutes in total. Okay, so anything on the side cleans up really easy. Look at that. Doesn't stain or leave a mark. It's not like it's a resin. It's really easy. Super friendly to work with. Then what I'm going to do is take a stirring stick and just begin to mix this together. Now 3 minutes is all it needs. So if you want, while I'm mixing this for 3 minutes, I don't know if you want to share with everybody again the details of this, because it is at a crazy price.
It certainly is. Now this is brand new. It's the first time we've ever brought you this brilliant system that enables you to make your own moulds. Now, whether you're going to be using those moulds in your paper crafting, perhaps it's going to be in your mixed media, maybe you're going to be bringing in your resin, using them in the kitchen as well. It is absolutely incredible to be able to take pretty much any material and turn it into your own mould, which you can use time and time and time again. It's an incredible system. We're just seeing in action now how easy it is to work with. And as part of this collection, you get your 2 bottles here, your solution A and your solution B, that you mix together in equal quantities. Really nice large size bottles here. You're getting 550 grams of each of those, which is giving you over 1 kilogram of your starting solution, which is just brilliant. We are also bringing to you 4 of your little measuring cups here, which do have the measurements marked on the sides of those. If I just catch them in the light, there you go. You can just about see the milliliter measurements on the edge of those. We also bring to you 4 of your little stirring sticks, which is super useful to have when you are bringing these 2 solutions together. And you're also going to get, I believe, this little pair of gloves that you're getting in there included as well. So that full starter collection, literally everything you need to get started with this fabulous technique of creating your very own moulds, all for $49.99, and that's even before we take off your club discount. So take off at least another 5% and it brings it down to an even better price. That one is Shop Make. 10% of that stock has already gone. Meant to launch tomorrow, but we were too excited. We brought it forward a day so we could share with you even more inspiration and education as to how fabulous this technique is. Shop Make $49.99 is going to bring that collection to you. Now, David, are we finished stirring?
Oh, we are indeed. We're finished stirring. Now that our silicone is perfectly mixed together, I'm going to grab another paper cup here just to show you how easy it is. You can use a bun case if you wanted to.
Yeah, good idea.
You might have got some silicone bun cases or paper ones that are greased. Absolutely fine. I'm just going to trim around this cup. Okay, take a little bit off there and continue to chop into it. Doesn't have to be anything neat. Okay, there we go. Discard the rest. That can go in the bin. Okay, and then we want to put an element or embellishment in here, but I'm going to show you how I made this one. Okay, so we're going to demold this and then show you how it was made. Okay, so then you just tear this one here open. Look at that. So I'm just tearing it.
Okay.
Because we don't need to keep the cup. Here we go. Look at this, so easy. And then peel it off, just like that.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Now your silicone may ever so slightly overlap the embellishment, okay, as it sets inside there. That's fine. I'm going to show you how you stick it down into the bottom, okay. So then what we're going to do is we're going to go in with our scissors, and we're just going to, I'm going to start to work into here to get that ever so slightly just out of there. There we are. You can see where it's starting to go.
It's almost like it's got a little bit of skid over the top.
Absolutely. It's so easy to cut out though. Look at this. It's literally just popping out of there. There we go. So we're removing, and this is what I made from resin cast. Look at that. And it's making a mould for us. I'm obsessed with it. It's so fun. Okay, so let's just take that there out of here. And it's just removing, as you said, Lily, it's like a little skin, like a little film. Look at that. There we go. Perfect.
And that embellishment you can still use on your project. It's not like you use that and then it's gone. You can still use that on something else.
It's clean. Look at that.
It is.
It's perfectly clean.
It
so
is.
all that we do now is we've got our silicone. Oh, I'm just going to take that little bit there out and trim into there. I'm not too concerned about that bit, but I'm actually going to take it out. There we go. I'm going to pop out. There we go. Perfect. Got it. There we are. So then all you do is with your silicone mould is go in and gently just trim around this lip, which doesn't affect your casting, but it just means you get rid of that excess silicone around here, okay? And you'll find that you'll do this with all of your castings, okay? There we go. Look at that. And I think tomorrow you are getting a little tool on the show as well. We're bringing even more bits and bobs to you tomorrow. But look at that. You've made your silicone embellishment mould as easy as that. So all you need to do is get some red liner tape, something adhesive, okay? And all we're going to do is take a little bit of that red liner like this, trim it off, pop it into the bottom like that, and then take the backing off, which I'm going to try and not do with gloves on, because that's probably going to be almost impossible,
do you want me to try and take it off?
Is that okay? You all right to see if you can grip it? Because I'm going to end up having my gloves off. Yeah. See if you can just get the corner to go.
I love the way the camera's going on me for this.
I know, right?
Talk about pressure.
I'm carrying
Got a
on
poker
steering,
tool over
Lewis.
Oh,
Here
yeah,
we
poker
go.
tool, that'll do it.
There we go. She's going to get it. Look, so just keep it every now and again. Just give it a nice gentle stir. Remember, you've got 40 minutes of time with this one. I think I've put it on quite tricky.
I might need the 40 minutes, David.
40 minutes, that's all right. We can wait 40 minutes for that tape to come off.
40 minutes.
This is Mission Impossible right now.
Isn't it? I'll tell you what it is. It's because it's stuck to the.
Oh, is it on the silicone?
The skin.
Oh, okay.
It will do it.
It will do it. We're going to get it.
Oh, it will.
Okay, we're going to get it. I can't wait to show you this one I've done
coming.
as well. Oh, really?
So it's
Great.
on its way. It's on its way.
It's on its way.
It's why.
Lily's done it. She's got it.
Yes, I was not going to be defeated by red liner tape.
Right, fabulous. Thank you very much. So now that we've got that adhered to the base of the embellishment, okay, you stick this down. Now you don't have to use red liner. You could use blue tack as well. Okay, something literally just like blue tack, and just a little adhesive putty. Okay, stick that down into the bottom of that cup so it's now inside there. And then what you do is they advise to pour this into the shallowest part of the mould, okay, and let it fill up around it. Don't pour it on top, let it fill up around. Nice and gentle pour like this, going straight in, and just let it fill up, okay. It'll travel all the way around and it'll keep going. Look at that, how it's going to then capture and enclose all of this together. It's very fascinating to watch as well.
It is. It's lovely to watch.
And there's no bubbles in there at all.
No, there's not.
It's completely bubble-free. Now, as soon as you see the last bit of it go, just top it up for a couple more seconds. We still have some more in here, but we've got more than, 40 minutes. We've probably got about 35 minutes still left to be able to use that. So that now goes to one side, and you leave it to cure for 6 hours, okay? You'll probably find after a couple of hours, it will have turned to silicone state, but around towards the base of it, it may not have fully set. Now here, look, we have one I did earlier.
Oh, now I'm excited to see this.
Now this is a big plaster cherub mould that I've had for quite some time, a couple of years now, and I've painted it a load. You've probably seen it on a few shows, and I thought if I can make a replica of this, I will be obsessed. So let's pop it out, shall we?
Yeah.
Now the way I did this one is I've got the box here from my airbrush gun.
Okay.
Okay, and all I did, show you how I made this one, is I took some cling film, all right, like this, not with a stencil attached to it, but I got my cling film, there we go, and I put the cling film inside, just like that, and then I put the embellishment down. So visualize this, here is the cherub. I went in there like that, and because it was weighty, it wasn't going to float.
Okay.
So then I just poured on top of it and let it all fill up so I couldn't see it anymore, and then left it for 6 hours, and the cling film just poured away. But what I also did was I stood a bottle of Cadence in there that side, and just another bottle of a similar size in that side like that, and it meant it took up less space, so I wasn't wasting any silicone. Okay, I utilised the space and the silicone itself. So, and you can see how many I've been making here. I mean, my goodness, it's so fun. So I'm going to put that frame to one side. That's how I created this, which then gave me those two sections there. So I didn't want to waste any of it. So it enclosed it. So let's take it out. So just peel it. Oh, look at this.
Oh.
So what you can do is go around the edge already, trim, which I've done with this one here, because it's a completely flat back. None of it is soaked underneath. Oh, my goodness. Just tease it gently. You can feel it coming. There we go. It's popped through that bit there now.
Oh, David.
So that's what that was like when it was painted,
Oh,
obviously.
beautiful.
But look at that.
Look
now,
at
can
all
I
the
just say,
detail.
well, a mould of this size, okay, a mould of this scale and size, this mould weighs, let me have a look, see if it'll work for me on here. Go for 0. It weighs 570 grams. That mould weighs half a kilo.
Wow.
If you were to buy a mould of this size, this scale and this weight, you'd be looking at about 40 quid.
Yep,
35,
easily.
40 pounds, okay? You've seen moulds debut and showcase on our shows here. A mould over an inch deep. Look at the detail in there. Look at all of that detail that's been captured. You can see the cherub's face. It is unreal. I mean, down to the little violin, the harp there, you can see all of the strings on the top, the wings as well. Look at all of that detail in the wings. Now, we can fill this with our epoxy resins, or we can also fill it as well with our resin cast. It's entirely up to you, whatever you want to fill it with. But this stuff is bonkers. It is amazing. You're making replicas, reconstructions, and as well, it'll work if you want to make your molds that are double-sided. So, you know, of course, two that you would attach together. So say you had an element, say, for example, because he's not got a flat back, if he was like curved and rounded and you went all the way round, you would set it halfway, and then you, of course, can set it the other way, and you band them together.
Yep.
So you're making a full mould with elastic bands around, and you can fill it from the top. You can do all of the types of moulds with this. It is unreal. So mix for 3 minutes, cure for 6 hours. Especially when you're being used for food grade items like chocolates, butters, icing, you can freeze this. It will go in the freezer as well.
Wow.
With this, you want to make sure that you're going to be putting it in the oven at 65 degrees for 4 hours to cure it, just at a nice warm temperature for that amount of time. But yeah, you've got to try it. You have to give this a go. We sold out of it this morning during the preview when we shared it with you at 8 o'clock, and we've managed to actually pull a bit of stock from the weekend into today.
We certainly have. Sorry to tomorrow's team is all we can say. I've got a few questions coming your way though, David.
Oh, great.
If you do have any questions, please do keep them coming.
Yeah,
we love to hear those questions. So Karen says, can you use resin cast on the moulds too, please?
Absolutely. Should we fill this one with resin cast? Let's do it.
I think we better have.
Absolutely, you can do.
Yeah, and then next one from Davina, she says, ooh, so the moulds would give us shiny resin ones.
Sorry?
She says the moulds would give us shiny resin ones.
I'm not sure. Do you mean resin cast or the epoxy
I think she means
resins?
epoxy, I think.
So, okay, so it might be, all right, you might be referring to the finish it will give on resin,
I
okay?
think so.
This here is the finish you get. So in areas that are flat like this, you still get a nice shiny resolution through like that, okay? But this one here was painted, so the texture is not like the reverse, okay? So you can see the back of it shiny, but because this casting was painted, it gave a frosted finish, which I actually quite like.
Yeah, I do.
But that might be, I'm sorry, I'm assuming that's what you might be referring to with that one. If I've got that wrong, please do let me know.
Absolutely.
And we can sort that out and I can answer that properly for you.
Brilliant. Thank you. Oh, Jonathan, can you imagine making 3D prints and then casting moulds from them? Oh, that would be fabulous, wouldn't it? How exciting.
It would be so good. Right.
And Davina says, I suppose you just have to get used to how much to use.
Oh, right, okay. So if you need to know how much to use, if you have got a container like I had here for the stamps, okay, and I knew this from because I've got a pond at home, and I sometimes have to put chemicals in it, and you need to know how much chemicals to put in a big garden pond. You might be thinking, oh my goodness, where do you start? Well, if you calculate the depth, width, and the height inside there, so you want to do the maximum depth, and then of course the maximum width, so depth and width, calculate those. You can use a volume calculator if you want to on the internet. They're super easy to work with, but then you can work out how much is going to be needed and required in there. Now, I only calculated for a depth of about 1.5 centimetres here because I didn't need to fill the thing the whole way because the stamps are only shallow, but that will then let you know how much liquid you need to use. If you go onto the internet, type in liquid volume calculator, it is so easy to work out, honestly. Then you know how much to pour. So you can work with this in millilitres measurement or in weight. Because if you calculated that you needed 120 mils inside this tray, essentially water is the same mils as grams, but this isn't the same weight as water. So you would want to mix it in a 120 mil pot. Now we do have the measuring cups on the show as well, which give you an accurate measurement. They are what I would suggest to use. But yeah, equally, you can work out the measurement of whatever vessel, whatever holds. It's not like candle wax where it shrinks down, it stays in the same volume. Brilliant.
And then we've got another question coming in from Jonathan. He says, could you use stencil spray to secure items to prevent them lifting?
You probably could. I would suggest, though, to use something that has a stronger, because stencil play is repositionable. The red liner tape, you have to really peel it off there. If it's been left for 6 hours, I would be slightly on edge that it may have lifted and I don't know about it. So stencil spray, potentially, you could give it a go, but I would also suggest as well, that's an open adhesive and you won't want to mix anything with the silicone. So I would stick with tape. They suggest as well to use like a putty tack, which I did on the mirror here. So you can see with this little mirror, I sealed in even all of the glass with some of the tack as well. We do have this on the website and I just held it all in place. That's what I would suggest to use. But things like stamps, they are already sort of not self-adhesive, but they do grip to a slick surface.
Cling,
they cling on, don't they? Like when you load and fold.
They do.
So usually you're good to go. But have we got any more coming through?
No, we're ready for the next lot. Resin cast.
Let's do it. Okay, so we're going to mix some
resins.
I'm
a little bit excited. Can you tell?
I can tell. I can definitely tell. I'm going to use the white one so it's easier to see. Right. Okay. So pop back up on our scales. Now I think for this one, And for this, I'm not quite sure how much to use because, of course, the depth is different all over. But I'm going to mix a large quantity and see how much we need, okay? So I'm going to mix 150 grams.
The thing is, if you've got spare, you could always use it for another mould.
Oh, of course, absolutely. Well, I've got loads of stuff here.
Well, exactly. Yeah, we can fill our boots.
Absolutely. So, 153, okay, which is fine. You've got about 10% wiggle room with that stuff. It's brilliant. And you'll find out on the website there's not a great deal of it left there, and I don't know when it will be back in. So, 150 grams of that. So then I need to put in 35. I'm doing it in 2 separate measurements so I can remember properly. So 35 grams of water. And then because I put half again in, I'm going to put in another 17 grams of water, just to make sure my measurements are all right, okay? Perfect. Then I'm going to use a large palette knife to mix this together.
Just while you're mixing, I do apologise, we've not told you the giveaway word yet.
Oh, yeah.
It's mould, M-O-U-L-D, mould. So the British spelling of mould, not the one you have on your walls. Nice moulds.
Yeah, nice moulds.
So enter that, and whoever is going to be chosen is going to be winning one of the fabulous goodies that David is going to be creating, which is rather exciting, isn't it? Can you imagine if that's you?
Oh my goodness.
Me and Stephanie were saying earlier we wanted to enter, but apparently she says we couldn't.
Well, okay, what I am going to say though is you may see the mould still featured in tomorrow's show, but it'll probably be sent out Monday.
Yeah.
So they're probably gonna pinch it and use it in tomorrow's show before it gets sent out. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've mixed enough, but I'm going to start pouring, and I can always mix some more, or we could put it in a different mould.
Yeah.
But here we go. We've got our resin cast mixed, and this is the first time casting in our cherub mould, and this stuff you can demold within an hour as well, which is just bonkers. So let's start pouring in, and I'm going to go right to the base here again, go into the deepest area, and just begin filling inside. There we go. Oh, so it wasn't far off. I probably needed about another 50 grams. So I'm going to mix another batch now. So in fact, actually, this has worked well because what I can then do is let it settle and get all the air bubbles out and pour in the next lot. So to do that, all you need to do is get your mould and jump it like this.
Okay.
See all those air bubbles there coming to the surface? They all need to come out. So make sure you're giving a little jump like this. Bring all of that air to the top. Keep going for a couple of minutes. You want to get all that air out of here. If there's air particles inside your mould, it will weaken the structure.
Okay.
It's like visualize a chocolate bar of Aero inside. If you bit into it, it's full of bubbles, but it's really easy to break. It's the same with resin. It creates little sort of open areas, and you can just pop some of them as well. Right, I'm just going to mix a little tiny batch more. Here we go. So let's mix some more inside here. It's so fun though. You've got to give it a go. Making your own moulds, it's like the new best thing to actually happen here. I love it so much, and I've been so excited. All week I've been making things. Here we go. So let's start adding.
Another question coming in here from Karen. Karen says, I have some birds I'd love to make moulds of. They are fat robins.
Ooh.
Can you make moulds of chunky ball-shaped objects?
You can do. Well, the thing is, if it's completely spherical, so it's round the whole way, you can naturally create your casting in a different way. Now, there's a way you can do this. So, and this is a great one to ask actually, because otherwise I might have forgotten to tell you. Now, inside whatever vessel it is that you're going to create your mould, fill it with about 5 ml, a really shallow amount of silicone, okay? I'll let that go off and cure. So you've essentially made a silicone mat. And then lay that chunky robin or that spherical embellishment in there and tape it in place. So it visualizes in there, okay? You've got a layer of silicone, and this is your chunky robin that's round the whole way around. Lay it in like that, okay? And then all you need to do is take some tape like this. Let me grab some tape, and I can actually try and show you this. Take the tape, okay? Position it where it needs to go. So I'm going to put the tape on top like that, and then you're going to anchor it in place, okay? Like that, and then fill around it. And fill halfway. Yep. Because then that will easily release, and you're doing a mould from the top that way, instead of it being underneath. And you can do top set or bottom set. That's the top set mould. So you lay the embellishment on top of some preset silicone, fill around it, and it makes the mould. Not only easier to release, but for an item it would, because essentially if you put that on the bottom and fill it up, it's going to be locked inside it. You'll never get it out. So yeah, you want to make sure you're casting always half of a spherical item, because the minute it starts to tuck behind there, you're going to struggle to get not only that out, but if you refill it, you're going to have a bit of a game on there. That's what I would suggest to do.
Brilliant, great tip, thank you. Oh, Mrs. H999, I'm so excited, David. Oh, we all are. You're going to absolutely love creating with this. It's just going to open up a whole world of possibilities, all those moulds you can create. And I think you'll be going around the house thinking, oh, I could do a mould of that. Oh, I'll give that one a go. And it's just going to give you that little bit of a spark of creativity.
I can't tell you how much stuff I have got that I've collected from.
Imagine.
Well, I've got drawers with trinkets, frames, little Victorian bits of ceramics, candle holders, napkin rings, so many different things at home where I've always thought, you know what, because it's old and antique, like I've got a tray of vintage Christmas light bulbs, okay, and some of them are from probably the first sets of Christmas lights you could ever get, and they're gorgeous, but they are they're one-offs. They you never make more. And I was thinking, imagine making moulds of these.
Oh, yeah.
Full Christmas light bulbs.
Yeah.
And then you could do them on card fronts, brooches.
That'd be beautiful.
They'd look so nice, wouldn't they?
It would. It's a great way. If there's certain things that, things become so precious, you don't sort of want to use them. Yeah. It's a great way of being able to keep the original, but then sort of keep them going on and on and on, and being able to use them in lots of different ways.
Well, Mel was saying this when she was here the other day, and she said to me, and as I know a lot of you know Mel, she said, she saw me making it, she went, oh my goodness, she went, I have a brooch. One of her mother's brooch, and she said I would love to be able to cast that and use it in my crafting, because then it stays safe, but I can still see it every day.
What a great idea. That is brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
So let's fill this up now. Okay, so we're going to fill it up now with the remainder of our resin cast in here. Okay, keep going round, top it all the way up, keep tapping it so it floods the whole mould. There we go, it's working its way around here now. And this stuff is just going to be absolutely, it's going to look amazing as this. Here we go. There we go. Keep tipper-tapping, making sure it's all set in there. Okay. Little splodge, tap it back into the mould. There we go. Little tipper-tap. That is now full and ready to go. In fact, I have some left, so let's use our next little bit here in the mould that we just created. So let's bring that out, a little bit in there, don't need much for this one. And then just jump in, look at how it starts to fill it all. You can use something really fine as well, like a paintbrush, or something just to tease it in, to get it going. And then of course the rest of it, you can just then top up and it'll feed it all in there. There we go. Yeah, this for me is just the best. There we go. If you put too much in, don't worry. Once you tap it like that, look at how it just levels out.
Oh, yeah.
And then we've got our little silicone embellishment. So we've made our giant cherub, okay, and he's going to look exactly like this, but white when he's decasted. I can't wait to show you that. In fact, I'll upload it to Facebook. We've then got a reproduction of our silicone element here, but then we can paint them once we've made them. So let's do some decorating, shall we?
Yeah.
We'll do some finishing off with these. As well, with this, the product that you're getting, it is safe to use within your home craft environment. There's no odor, it's non-toxic, it's a relatively fast set. I mean, some resins can take, 2-3 days to cure? This takes 6 hours to set, okay? Then you can demold. So you could literally set one first time when you wake up in the morning, and by lunchtime you can be crafting with it. That's how quick and easy this is. Okay, so one of our resin ones here.
So in terms of materials that we can use, so obviously we've shown resin cast, we've shown our epoxy resin. What sort of other materials, once we've made our mould, could we be pouring into it, or is the world our oyster pretty much?
Pretty much, yeah. Wow. So you want to make sure, and I would always, if you've got something that we've not distributed or shared with you here from Highlight Crafts, just double check whether it's an inhibitor of silicone, so it counteracts curing process. You just want to double check that. It's very rare that you will find one within a crafting world. You can use candle wax, soap. You can also use your epoxy resins, your resin cast, UV set resin. You can use chocolate, butter, water if you want to make your ice cubes. So decorative ice.
Wow.
I mean, maybe you're having a very fancy dinner party and you're making an ice cube cherub for the punch.
Can you imagine? Blooming heck, that'd be very fancy, wouldn't it? I wouldn't know how big's your glass if that's going in your glass.
It could be in a big punch bowl. You might have a whole hot
could be
tub
just
of cherubs.
floating on the top.
Yeah, a cherub hot tub. They could be in there together.
Could be.
You can do, really, in realistic terms, you can do whatever you want to with this. You can do lots, but just always make sure that what you are putting in there is, of course, not an inhibitor and going to counteract curing process of the silicone. Also, as well, if it is food, food grade items that you wanted to put in there, well, food items for food grade silicone, just cure it in the oven. Make sure you've eliminated any moisture, any water content, any alcohol has been exposed and expelled from the silicone, and then you've got a fully cured basis. But for craft projects like this, I've just gone straight in.
Yeah.
So we've got here our silicone embellishment, and I've got some paint with me. What colours do I have? Let's have a little look. I've got some black here. So let's go in. I'm going to paint it first. Okay.
Just a question coming in from Davina here.
Oh,
She
hi,
says,
Davina.
I have a heat pad for my epoxy resin. Would you suggest not to put it on a heat pad to cure it?
I would 100% suggest not to.
Okay.
And the reason for that is they clearly state, and you will get a little instruction leaflet inside yours as well that covers a lot of this on there, but it's great to ask the questions because sometimes if you're like me, you'll just go straight in and want to start crafting. But it needs to be cured at room temperature.
Okay, room temperature.
Also as well, storage for these, store at room temperature.
Yep.
Don't put them in the shed. Don't put them in an area that's fluctuation in temperature, like near a cupboard that's next to a radiator. As well, silicone's a natural product as well,
Yep.
so keep the lids nice and airtight as well. Usually when you've opened the bottles, you have about a 12-month time period of when you can then completely use it.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be honest, I think I've almost used the full bottle because I've got carried away, but you'll be the same. But at the same time with that, 12 months is usually, it's roughly the time scale for silicone to go off. But if you are going to use it after that, they suggest to actually mix it and do a swatch on whatever surface it is you're working with, so make sure it cures. If your silicone in the pot afterwards feels silky and it feels damp, so it feels like you have residue on your fingers, or it's a jelly-like substance, it won't have cured. That means it's not set, and it may not set, of course, if it's been after a year and it's like that. Also as well, this is what they call a 20A silicone. There is different grades of it, and of course they set harder and some set softer. So for example, this is a firm silicone, okay? So it's strong and durable for bigger embellishments. You can get really soft, stretchy silicones that are, they're almost like balloons.
Yeah.
They're almost like a latex, but those are silicone. You can get really soft ones. We went with this particular grade of silicone because it works well for everything that we will be sharing with you during the shows. But there is other ones out there, and if you did want to inquire about other grades of silicone, we can look into that for you. But this is a brilliant way to start for an everyday crafter's use, okay?
Fab.
So I'm going to go in here onto the resin frame.
Oh, great question here. Can you use hot glue?
Yeah, well, inside your silicone molds. Yeah, no reason why not. Absolutely,
shout.
that would look brilliant. Yeah, use some hot glue in there. You know, you've got all those glittery glues that Amanda shared with you the other week. You could use those. They would look nice. I wasn't going to paint the inside, but I've done it now.
Oh, too late.
I know. Got carried away again. But again, I'm just going to cover this over, and I want to decorate one because that's what we're going to give away, right?
Yeah, absolutely we are. In terms of the gloves, Davina has asked, so we said not to use your latex.
Yes.
Can you use nitrile gloves, or do they have to just be the vinyl ones?
Nitrile, which ones are they? Sorry, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not familiar with that. I just know that it needs to be vinyl. Or do you know like the ones that you get in a box of hair dye?
Yeah, they might be nitrile.
You can get like 300 for £1. Those are the ones that suggest use, and they also include a pack of those inside the silicone.
Oh, brilliant.
But if you can, I will look that up for you and double check because I'm not familiar with that. But as long as it's not a silicone or latex, sorry, like not a latex glove, that's what they suggest.
Okay, perfect.
And I would only ever want to give you the recommendations going by the product that we are supplying to you, okay? Personal preferences, if you want to do something different, it's just what we recommend and suggest.
Absolutely.
Okay?
And you do already get a pack in with your kit, so you've got a pack at least to get you started of your gloves.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. When I first started with working with this, again, I got a little bit
carried away again.
and I didn't have any gloves on.
Oh.
I had none on, and it was absolutely fine. But they suggested to do it, and we suggested to do that even when you're working with resin cast.
Well,
and that's a water-based medium that the kids can use. But we just always make sure to do it because we all react to different things, don't we?
Of course, yeah.
It's like if you blow up a balloon, some people might have an allergic reaction to it.
Absolutely.
But it is non-toxic, so you're good to go. Don't worry.
And some of us, if we walk outside on a sunny day, we have an allergic reaction, don't we, David?
Oh, we do indeed. What's going on? Why am I allergic to the world?
It's awful, isn't it? This
I
week's
know.
been terrible for it.
Yeah, it's. Oh, if I was allergic to cake, then I just don't know what I'd do.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'd
sorry,
cry
guys,
every
you're right
day,
to
I
switch
think.
me on. There we go. So I'm just going to give this a quick blast to dry this off. There we go. I think I need to be allergic to sausage rolls.
Oh.
That's what I need to be allergic to. I love a sausage roll. Might even make a mould of one.
Oh, that'd be brilliant. Why not?
You can have it with me all the time.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Could paint it gold. You could have a golden sausage
Oh, a
roll.
golden sausage roll. Never seen anything like that. Right, okay. So we've got here this casting. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some gilding wax.
Oh,
okay.
we love a bit of gilding wax.
Got to go in with the gilding wax with this. So I'm going to take the lid off. This is just some of the Cadence Dora wax. So we've made our own mould from what was the original artifact that was purchased from the shop. We've made a lovely little casting. Look at that. It's literally identical to it.
That's awesome, isn't it?
It's unbelievable. And then I'm going to grab just a little floppy brush. Here we go. Let's find a nice one. There we are. Take a bit of wax out. And then let's just start to go over the top, just to add a little bit of gilding, a little bit of luxury to the surface, because there's nothing better than just going over the top with some Cadence wax and enjoying every minute of it. Here we go. All the way just round here. And look at that already. You can start
it's beautiful. Look at that.
And you've made it from scratch. You're making your own ornamental pieces. That's the difference with this. It is on tomorrow as well. You're going to get lots more ideas and inspiration from Stephanie and Amanda during the show for that one. We have done, this is like the pre-launch party of the Make Your Own Mould. So thank you for joining us for it, because I have been so excited for this. When Stephanie said to me, she went, David, I've got something to show you. I went, what? She went, look at this. And as soon as she picked up the bottle, I knew what it was. I knew what it was straight away, and I thought, oh my goodness, it's here. And now we get to share it with you, right? Okay, so that's pretty much gilded.
Oh, that's incredible, isn't it? Wow.
Look at this. And then if you've got, your projects, your creations, like I've got a canvas here that I made the other week on one of our shows, and then you can start to put these on your projects. Look at that. So then you can start to actually make completely different. And inside there, we could have put then a rice paper element. It could be a loved one's photograph.
Yeah.
But if you've got frames at home, if you've got ornamental elements, take them from their original form, make a mould out of them, and you have them forever.
Wow.
I've got a question.
Oh, question.
Hannah's got a question. Go on, Hannah.
Air dry clay in them.
Oh, yeah, air dry clay.
If you've got like a frame,
Yeah.
it's proper heavy and you don't want to use it when it's needed.
Yes.
But instead you wanted something light.
Yeah.
But using air dry
Great idea.
I don't know if you heard Hannah there, but she just had a great idea. And she basically said that if you've got a frame or an element like this, which is heavy, and you wanted it to be on the front of a card or a craft project, use your air dry clay. Use your paper clay in there as well. You can use those with this plasticine, polymer, all that. You can use them inside here. It's entirely up to you what you want to use. Again, just double check whatever you're using that we've not yet suggested is safe to be used with silicone. But look at this station that we've got going on here. We have a production line. We have almost a factory of mould making happening here. It's so, I'm going to roll that up before I put my sleeve in that.
Oh, good idea.
We literally have a production line. And as well, we do have some silicone embellishments on the show, don't we?
We absolutely do.
Because
Now,
you can set these in your silicone too.
how cool is that? Now, before we dive into these, can I quickly just ask you, while remembering, our lovely Tracy has asked, can you make moulds of wooden objects?
Yeah, you can do if you want to. Now, if you're going to use a porous surface, it's a great object. If you can use a porous surface, seal it first. Now, you need to use a water-based sealer to do that, and we have the best one, Aquastone. Aquastone varnish, anything wooden and porous. If it's a wooden object that you don't want to varnish, if it's something you're thinking, I don't want to add that, it wouldn't be suitable. Because if it's porous, the silicone could soak into it, and essentially it will fuse and bond with the wood, because there's an element of absorption there, and it's going to soak it in. You may get it out, but it could be quite tricky, and it'll probably leave quite a rough interior. Seal it first. You can use a spray sealer if you want to, but they suggest to use a water-based sealant, and it will be on the instructions. They do mention that too. Also as well, if you're using resin or epoxies, you don't need an easy release spray.
Okay.
Some moulds do suggest to use a spray release. You don't need to with this.
Brilliant. That is fabulous. Thank you so much, David. Now, we did just mention these, and these are brilliant. You can use all of these to create your own moulds, and these are our silicone mouldings. We've got a few different options for you here. We're going to start off with, oh dear, all the names on these. I'm not going to be able to pronounce
I'll come over to you.
Eros. Is it Greek?
They're all
I do
Greek
believe.
gods.
So you get two of these little beauties here, made from your silicone. These, of course, can be used alongside your moulding solution to make moulds of these, and you get both for $7.79.
Great price, but again, remember, you're paying $7.79 or $8.99 But that's the only time you're ever going to pay it because you can make them again.
Absolutely. You're going to pay that once and it's going to multiply and multiply and multiply and multiply as many times as you like. Now, next one, I can say this one, thank goodness for that. Aphrodite. This one is Shop Aphrodite. You'll get both these lovely corner designs for $8.99, which is a brilliant price. Actually, if you go for multiples of those, you could put all 4 together and create a mould of like more like a, almost like a daisy, that would be, wouldn't it?
It would. It look really nice. It'd be a nice coaster, that.
Oh, it would.
Or even on the front of furniture.
Yeah.
No, or around a door handle. Look very Victorian.
Absolutely gorgeous. So next up then is Shop Zeus, which is $7.79 for both of those lovely flourishy sorts of designs. They look quite different if they're upside down or the other way.
Oh, they do, don't they? I quite like it when they're sort of facing away from each other as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like that. That would look really nice above a letterbox on a door or something.
Oh, it would. Yeah, it would look absolutely beautiful. Both of those there, $7.79, and that is Shop Zeus. And then next up, we've got Shop Hebe.
Hebe.
$8.99 once again. These lovely, almost like floral designs that you've got with these two. Once again, all silicone mouldings that you can be using to create your own moulds of these, if that's what you want to do. Or you can paint them up and use them in their own right as decoration.
I mean, imagine just drilling through there and then putting your little draw pulls through them.
Yeah.
Wouldn't they look nice?
That would be brilliant. Like that idea. Then next up we have Apollo, which is $7.79. Seems to be a bit of a pattern emerging here for both of those two. Really gorgeous detail that you've got within these two designs. Shop Apollo will bring to you both of those. And then your next one, you're getting 4 in this one, is Hermes.
Or Hermes.
Hermes, oh, I don't know.
Hermes.
One of the two. You're getting that one. Just as long as you spell it right, Hermes, and you'll be good to go. And it's $10.19 to get all 4 of those beautiful flourishing silicone mouldings. Then our next one is Helen. Thank goodness for that. I can say that.
Then we've got our
Helen. Oh, you. Thank you, Helen. Shop Helen. $7.79. We'll bring Helen to you. Not just one Helen, 4 Helens.
4 Helens.
All the Helens.
You can use them against one another, or you can use them as lovely angel wings.
Oh,
I think
nice.
they look very nice like that.
I'll tell you, they'd be nice earrings then, wouldn't they?
They would. They also look wonderful as well if you do position them across drawer fronts and furniture like this. And then, of course, you've got your drawer pull down there in the middle. They do look very nice.
Love those. Absolutely gorgeous. $7.79 for those. And then we've got Shop Pam. $7.79 once again. We'll give you these two.
Pam.
Pam. Oh, it's Pam. Pam's up next.
We've got Pamela. No.
Pan. Shop Pan. Pan. Pan will get both of those to you.
And then Derek.
Oh, no. We've got another foot. Oh.
Orpheus.
Oh, I've been set up here, haven't I? I can't say any. I could say Helen, that was about it. $7.79. I'll tell you what these remind me of.
Go on.
On a helicopter.
The little propellers.
Yeah. I mean, it could be that. Could be
the
anything
wonderful,
you like.
So with these, if you were to make a mould out of them, if you do decorative beading, it's very much like a Regency style art movement. And of course, you can have those running across the perimeter of tabletops. A little bit sort of leaning towards a little bit more like a Renaissance style as well with those. It's almost like an egg and dart that you'd see in coving patterns and stuff. It is gorgeous. And when you actually elongate that, they look phenomenal.
They absolutely do. So lots of choice there for all of your difficult to pronounce items. You'll see all of those on the website. As long as you can type them in and add them to your basket, you're all right. You don't have to say them out loud. Thank goodness. And then we can bring to you our fabulous mixing collection bundle. Now, this is an essential, great for this craft, great for lots of other crafts, for things like your epoxy resin as well when you're mixing your solutions. It's just an absolute must-have. You're getting 50 of your measuring cups there and 50 of your little wooden sticks as well to mix with. Shop Mix for $19.99.
Brilliant. And of course, these do have all of the measurements on there. And I love this because say if you're making a mould that requires, I don't know, 105 of each, you just literally fill it to where you need to go and then round it up to the top one. So you don't need to put them in 2 separate cups to measure. So you've got inside there the mils, and of course you've got inside there like fluid ounces as well. It's entirely up to you whichever way you want to work with it, whether you're popping these on your scales, but all measurements are on there for you. These are fabulous. And then look at that, all those stirring sticks.
How satisfying the way they're all packed together. Oh, you barely don't want to use them, do you?
I know.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's immaculate.
It's very nice. But you can get all of those, and it's a sustainable stirrer.
Yeah, brilliant.
Because you can wipe it clean if you want to, or when you dispose of it. It's not like you fill in the bin with plastics.
Yeah, brilliant. We love that. All of that there, $19.99. A great one to add into your basket alongside. If you are going for our make your own mold material, that is going to go hand in hand with that one. This hour's flown by. I've got less than a minute left.
I know, I don't know where it's gone. We might need to draw a winner.
Couple of questions.
Yeah, okay. Couple of questions. Let's have a look, shall we? So, let's see what we've got. So, Joanne, good afternoon to you, Joanne. Thank you for getting in touch. Can you use mirror spray on the back of resin as it's clear? Would that not work? Great question, Joanne. It doesn't work on the back of resin. What it will do is provide you almost like a silver spray paint finish, but it won't give you a reflectiveness because it's not glass. It has to be a completely flat surface, and it works on some plastics, but it's kind of like, oh, I found one that works.
Yeah.
It's rare, but it's all glass and some plastics, but not resin, I'm afraid.
Okay, brilliant.
And then as well, we do also have one from Tracy. Hi to you, Tracy. It's good to hear from you. And if you don't make enough silicone, can you make more and add it after? Yes, you can do.
Ooh.
If you found that your mould wasn't quite full, that exact thing happened to me yesterday with the cherub. All I did was made some more and top it up. Remember, you've got 40 minutes of open working time.
That is fabulous. Right, I think we ought to pick a winner. Who's going to win your creation? I'm super excited, a little bit jealous, but super excited.
You're going to win the mould and the casting.
Mould and the casting. Oh, wow, that's brilliant. Who's it going to be? Oh, Sheila. Sheila, congratulations. That will be winging its way to you in the next few days. Look out for a message from us. Thank you so much for all of your comments.
Well, look, we've got all the confetti.
Stephanie was saying earlier, Pat, you were sheltering from it. Oh, it's everywhere. Oh, gosh, so much celebration. Wow.
Oh my goodness, right, we're going to have to leave it at that, I think.
The day's over here on Live Shopping.
It is, but you can join us tomorrow.
You can.
The lovely Stephanie and Amanda are going to be here with you from 8 a.m. right up until 1 o'clock.
They certainly are, and Hannah's so happy about it. We've got all the confetti.
Hannah's little finger's going to be worn out.
Thank you for your company, everybody. It's been a fabulous show. Thank you, David. I've loved it. And we'll leave you on plenty of confetti. Bye-bye.